Hello YouTube, Copper King Recycling, and today I'm working on these AC radiators, getting the copper tubing and ends out. I've already cut off all the ends so I can just get at the copper tubing in the radiators. Now there's a couple different ways people go about this. One of the methods is using an angle grinder and just cutting down and exposing these tubes in here. You can do that method. It works pretty well. But it's basically, you've got to cut it one way or another. You've got to cut it and expose the tube and then get these radiator fins off of that tube. Even though it's not welded in there, it is stuck in there. So you can go about it with the angle grinder. I've seen people use saw blades. I'm not into that method. There was another one, a guy had a saw blade-like blade on his angle grinder. And it was a bigger radiator than these little ones. But he just chewed out all these center pieces in between, and the tubes just fall out at that point. I don't know where he got that blade from. I've been looking for it because it actually is a good idea, and I'd like to at least try it out. I've tried out the angle grinder method. It's I don't know, it makes a huge mess. Be sure to wear your safety goggles for all the fragments in the air and all the copper and aluminum dust that's going to be in the air. You're going to need your respirator and definitely gloves at all times. So what I think is probably one of the best ways or easiest ways for me is I take a razor blade and just cut down these just like I would with the angle grinder. And then after you do that, either way you go, no matter which way you go, angle grinder or knife, you've still got to expose these tubes that are in here by pushing back the radiators on there. And I'll go ahead and show you some of that. I've been doing this, I've already been out here working on this. Oh, I also like to use one of the ends from a radiator just as like a little guide, because I find I'm going all over the place otherwise. So I like to just put this on here and just use it like a little guide. Seems to work out pretty good for me. And I just make little cuts. This end piece will be pretty easy to do. It'll probably just fall out while I'm doing this part. They can be easy, they can be tough. Some of them you're going to have to fight them out. These are some examples that, as you can see, they don't all just slide right out. Some of them you've got to wrestle them out. No problem. It's not that big of a deal. They will come out. Just be a little patient with them. So I can see, I don't know if you can see YouTube, but I can see there's literally a visible line through the radiator fins, and I can see there where the radiator position is. So I just kind of go over the top of that. And this part is really you just kind of guessing, but you're making a pretty educated guess. Just expose these. Do a couple more. With the angle grinder, I don't have the luxury of a guide like I do when I do it by hand. So at times, using the angle grinder wasn't any easier than doing it by hand. And also, when I use this guide, I'm not so worried about the blade slipping off this thin aluminum fins and coming at my hand. It's more guided away from me. It's not a perfect method, but it is a method. A lot of people just cut the ends off these radiators and turn them in copper aluminum. I'm telling you, you're not going to get, if you do it like this, you're going to get like 5 times more at your yard. Of course, every yard is different and prices fluctuate day to day, but in general, that's the rule. If you clean it up, you're going to get a lot more. And that's true of just about anything you scrap. So I've done a few of those. I'm not going to do the whole thing and bore you with that. But now I've literally cut over this tube and this tube, and I'm going to just take my little tool here, kind of go down the side, or down in between those two. And the more I do this, the more you'll see that tubing in there. That beautiful, beautiful #1 copper. So just go ahead and expose some of these. And I'm literally just running the pointed end down. Just about anything that's pointed and strong will work. Screwdriver or what have you. Oh, see, I went too far on that one. I've actually missed the tube and cut in between the channels, so I'm not going to worry about that one right now. Some of these radiators, this one's a double, but some of these are triples. Yeah, this one's a triple. So when you're squishing down here, I don't like to squish it down so far that I'm making it more cumbersome to get that center section out of there. I think I royally jacked these up and didn't even do it right for the video. But, you know, you get the philosophy behind this. It's pretty easy to figure out. Watch a couple videos on YouTube, you'll see similar methods. So now that I've exposed it, I just get my needle nose in there, and I've not exposed it enough. So I'll just come down, see if I can do it. I'd like to get at least one of these out for the video. That'd be nice. Oh my gosh. Yeah, some of them are going to be a hassle. So, let me just do a couple more. I'll do it properly. Just going to cut this. It's like I didn't even notice I was not even close to getting those right. Yeah, there we go. This one will work. I'm frustrated. Basically cutting the copper out right here. Alright. Just the tool. Expose it a little more. I saw one guy using a hatchet. I mean, he's making the same cut, but then using the hatchet to get down in between it. You know, that's fine for a double like this one, but a triple, I just feel that's making the center one even harder to get out of there. See, this one wants to come out. Some of them are a lot easier than others, and just like that, boom, number one in the bucket. Some of them are a lot easier than others. Some you'll literally struggle. See how easy that one was? Like you've already seen me doing. Some just come right out. Some are not your friend. Ah, see, that one wants to be stubborn. Sometimes these end ones are easy. Okay, so you get the idea there. So I'm just going to go ahead and work on the other half dozen or so of these I've got. Just keep going along with this. Cut. Oh, see how I'm cutting sideways there? That's the problem. I'm not cutting straight down. Even if I do this, it might help. There. There we go. Don't give it the chance to go down the side. Kind of went off the edge there. Yeah, like that. Suppose. Of course, you'll want to work in a uniform fashion. You know, make your cuts, then do this part. Don't just go back and forth like I am, but you get excited sometimes. All this copper in here just waiting for me to pull it out. So that's the general idea, and I'll work through all these and get all my yummy, yummy copper out of here. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed this little informational tutorial. If you like my videos, go ahead and like, subscribe, share, and I'll see you the next time. Copper King out.